Hi guys, today I'm in Veliko, Tarnovo, Bulgaria with an attorney that has helped us with our car registration and our car purchase process over the last year and a half. We're here today doing the renewal for our car, and we thought it would be a great time to introduce him and to talk about why this might make sense for you. Before we get started, please subscribe, please follow along with our journey. We're bringing you new information about life in Europe every week. So please, if you would tell us about yourself, how you got started in this.
So nice to meet you. My name is Dimitar. My family name is Dimitar Dimitrov. And I'm lawyer from Veliko, Tarnovo, Bulgaria. I'm registered in bar association from 2006 and work preferably with foreigners. So for you guys, I registered first a company,
Yep.
Bulgarian one. What is the option and what is the makes possible to register your car? And then your car was registered on the name of the company. This is one of the most advantageous options in the European Union, and you have and drive a car with European plates. What means that you can drive all around European Union and surrounding countries, including Serbia, Turkey, Georgia, and one of our customers, because you are not first case, and I'm sure you are not last case. One of our customers reached Morocco.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
it's Morocco. So
That's
Bulgaria
cool.
is a member of the European Union from 2007, and from the last year is a full member of Schengen Zone, and there are not borders with other countries. It's a sunny country on the south of the European Union. The life is still cheap here, and the maintenance and coverage is affordable. And many people are welcomed here, not only for company and car registration, but even for residency.
Yeah, guys, this is a beautiful country. It's a beautiful city. And like talking about car registration specifically, you might wonder why Bulgaria. So for Spencer and I, when we bought our car, we didn't yet have residency anywhere in Europe, which makes registering a car super complicated. You might be able to buy it, but how do you keep it on the road and drive it? Bulgaria allows you through a company formation to register a car even if you're not a resident. We initially learned about this through another YouTuber, Warren and Julie Hart. That's how we initially met, and we found this is a viable path for car registration. I think another thing that I would ask you, like, how does this stack up cost-wise versus registering a car in like another EU country? It's still quite affordable, right?
So the complication with another countries comes from this that you need to be a resident. So in Bulgaria, you have just a self-dormant company registered, and we might finance it fully for you. And you can drive the car without any complications, without any sensible costs. If you want, I can mention something about costs. And so
Yeah.
the maintenance of the company costs only €1 per day. That's it. And the registration of the car and insurance and car check, you can fit in something like €700.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at, I don't know about for any car, but like certainly our car, we spend less than what, 1,500 a year to keep it on the road. That includes insurance. So that's really everything you need to keep an EU registered car. And again, you can do this without residency. That is the key here. Tell me about buying a car. Like, so when somebody's looking to purchase a new car, they've just come to Europe for slow travel or something. Is it advantageous to buy a car in Bulgaria, or can they buy a car from anywhere and import it to Bulgaria? How does that work?
So I need to say that the most suitable option is to buy a car from Bulgaria or from the other European country. Most of our customers buy cars from Germany, from France, from Italy, because the rules in the European Union are these that the deals in the Union are free of any taxes and any import fees. So buying a car from Germany or from France, from Italy or from Bulgaria, you don't pay any any import fees and any import costs. And you become directly to registration. So this is one of the most suitable cars. If you decide to buy a car from other side or from other point of the world, this will mean that you need to pay import fees for European Union and also check for conformity. So we don't recommend because in the Europe there are enough for affordable and good cars,
Yeah, for
very well
sure.
maintenance.
Yeah, we bought our car in Germany specifically for this reason. We were able to find a one-owner car that was over 20 years old. It was a very specific car I was looking for, that had every maintenance record. That was a huge plus for us. We wanted the least hassle we could find in like buying a car and registering it when we started this process because look, I've bought and sold hundreds of cars over the years. I'm definitely a car guy, but this was the first time I'd bought a car in Europe. And I every step that we took, it was like, oh no, what's going to go wrong now? What do we have to worry about? And this process has made it really, really easy. Like we said in the beginning of this video, we started this process over a year ago. We bought our car, I believe, last October. We registered it last December in Bulgaria. We used German export plates for that gap period. And then we haven't been back to Bulgaria since. We've come back now because you do need to come once a year to renew
Yes,
the
that's correct.
registration.
Yeah, because especially for the older cars, you need to come in Bulgaria to make a car check. So one advantage for the people which are focused on the new cars. So if you buy a new car, the first car check and the first coming in Bulgaria that you do is after 3 years. And second one is after next 2 years.
Okay.
So in the 5 years period, you need to come twice in Bulgaria. If you buy a new car, we speak about.
If you buy a 20-year-old car, you get to come every year. But it's a beautiful place to come spend a few days or a week or a month or whatever you're looking for.
So if you want, let me say you something about our town.
Yeah,
Veliko Tarnovo is a
please.
old capital of Bulgaria and it's a traditional revival town with a lot of sights to be seen, a lot of history, and it attracts plenty of people all around the world. We have visitors and tourists even from China, from Japan, from Indonesia, US also, Canada, everywhere from the world. Because it speaks for history with since maybe around 1,400 years ago. You can find here many things to see and to have a touristic and to have a revival tourism and to enjoy your stay here. It's not a big town, but it attracts people with its charm and with its history. Many beautiful places can be explored here. And also it's on the middle of the town almost. And if you like hills and great views, you're welcome.
I can't state enough how beautiful this place is. You really should check it out. Regardless of whether you're going to buy a car or not, you should definitely check out Veliko Tarnovo. Let's kind of like succinctly summarize, like what are the steps if somebody buys a car? Like they need to hire you to help with the registration. What else is going to happen? Kind of walk me through that first registration. You have to take the car to get inspected. What else do you need to do?
So starting from the beginning, first step is a setup of the company. This Bulgarian company provides you option to own a car in the European Union. So you own the company owns the car, and through the company you own the car and drive it safely. How you see it's in the last 1 year already. So the second step is to purchase the car from everywhere that you want, preferably from Bulgaria or from other country in European Union because it's cost less. And after this, you need to bring the car here and we take care for all the process forward registration of the car, insuring it, and also car check. So in a day or two stay here, you receive your registered car and ready to drive for the next 1 year.
And is it possible to form the company outside of Bulgaria, or do you need to come to form the company and then theoretically come back if you're importing a car?
Yes, we can offer this process and this service also. We register plenty of companies remotely.
Okay.
For people, just they need to follow our instructions and they succeed.
Okay. That seems pretty simple. What else do people need to know? Is there anything that comes to mind that like you really want to share, a reason not to register a car in Bulgaria, or kind of a gotcha, somebody might not think of this?
So there are not restrictions, there are not any kind of issues. Still, we have plenty of registered cars on this way. And that is what I can share also some way if people decide to buy some kind of more expensive car from other European country, we can offer them an option to save up to 20% from the car price through registration in a VAT system.
One other thing I would call out, we are residents of Albania now, Spencer and I, but we still can't register our car in Albania because they have restrictions about importing cars that are 10 years old or older, as well as very tight restrictions on emission standards now. So this is potentially a path for you, even if you are a resident in another country. I don't know of a better way to register and own a car in Europe, certainly if you are not a resident here yet. So this is really beneficial for slow travelers. And another thing I would say, like, the reason we bought a 20-year-old car specifically, or one of them, we wanted that model, but we were also on the fence. We didn't know at the time, like, are we going to be in Europe forever? Are we going to want to move on past this? Do we want to go back to the US? And having a little bit older car allows us in a couple more years to import it back into the US pretty restriction free. So like that was a deciding factor for us that I thought was interesting. A lot of countries in Europe right now are really tightening up ownership restrictions for older cars. This is still a very viable path for that. You do need to pay like an environmental tax or something if it's a certain age,
In
right?
Bulgaria, not yet.
Okay.
So all the older cars, so everything else is welcomed in Bulgaria still.
So it doesn't matter about emissions or age of the car or anything like that?
Not yet.
Okay.
Maybe it comes with some restrictions in the big towns, but if you are a traveler and if you have your car in a small town like ours or some village, you'll not have in mind any kind of restrictions or problems.
That's awesome. So if I can ask you, what has it been like to become an EU country? Like what changes have you seen or felt? A lot of our followers are very curious about this. As I mentioned, we are residents of Albania. Albania says they're going to join the EU by 2030. And a lot of people ask us, like, what does this mean? What do you expect to change? Your currency is about to change. Like, what else has happened? Or what do you want to share with people?
So let me say that for Bulgaria especially, this was some kind of long process because Bulgaria became a member of EU in 2007. This means that it was open for the European market and it was allowed to Bulgarian citizens to travel to another European countries. But there were still borders, there were still checks, customs, and all of this. But the country was opened and also had access to the European market to offer its goods and to offer deliveries on this.
Okay.
So from the last 2 years, Bulgaria also joined a Schengen zone. Joining the Schengen zone means that the borders fell down. So first, it was very specific for Bulgaria because first this process happens through air and through water. It was opened borders, air and water, but not by land.
Right.
And from the 1st of January 25, the land is also open. That means that there are not any kind of checks, any kind of borders, any kind of customs, and people can travel freely everywhere in the European Union. So what does this mean, especially if you are a Bulgarian resident? You can establish your base here and to have a full 1 year or more years residency here. And from this base to travel everywhere in the Europe. So the legal rule about this is 90 days in other countries. You can stay here constantly for the whole year. Other countries, 90 days, but they are not borders. And practically this means that you can travel almost timeless.
Yeah, like coming from the US, it's very similar to like going state from state now.
Yeah.
So last year when we came to Bulgaria, it was mid-December and the land borders were still sort of open. Like there were people in the offices, they were sort of waving through people, like you said, it was still intact. This year when we came, we drove right through. We drove from Greece, we drove through like the old border, buildings, but they were unmanned. It's just like simple, easy, open travel, and you can do that throughout all of the EU. I think just to make a clear point about this, you still have to respect the 90 days and 180-day rolling period if you're traveling in other EU countries. So just because you're a resident of Bulgaria, that doesn't mean you can become a resident here and immediately like go spend the next year in France. But you can openly travel back and forth without all of the border checks and the headache.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. Also, from the 1st January 26, Bulgaria became a member of in the euro currency, so everything will be equal, and it's easy to compare the prices and easy to exchange and to do all the deals.
It's been interesting. Like as we've been buying things over the last couple of days, you see like merchants that are starting to adapt to this. We went to a restaurant for lunch and they were like, we can take euro by card, but not by cash. So it's this really interesting transition period right now.
Yeah, it's just joining more closely and more. Yeah.
Do you see any like downsides? Like what, is there like a negative part of this that people need to be aware of or concerns that you have?
So I think that if there are some negatives, there will be maybe some small, maybe some prices will go a little bit up, but the practice and the experience of other countries shows that benefits are much more.
Okay.
It's something like if you imagine how the US dollar is one currency for all the states. So it's something similar happens here. Instead of this to have different currencies like Bulgarian lev, euro, French franc, or a German mark, you have one currency everywhere, and it's more suitable and
it's certainly
practical.
easier. Thank you so much for watching. This is what we have for you today, talking about car registration. We will put links in the description to reach out if you need services in Bulgaria. We can also help you find a car, get the car purchased. We can walk you through the process. As you know, we answer all of the questions and comments. So please don't hesitate to reach out. And remember, feel free to join the Smile Abroad Club if you are on a journey moving anywhere in Europe, moving to Albania, if you need support, encouragement along your journey. We're here to help. We have weekly coaching meetings every week, and we would love to have you as a member. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. It was a pleasure for me.
Bye-bye.
Bye.